What's up, guys? We got the Aerostich orange triple digit glove covers here today. I'm trying them out. A huge shout out to Aerostich for sending me these gloves, or these glove covers. I reached out to Aerostich when I had 111 subscribers, and you know, as you guys know, we're at 300 now by God's grace, so thank you all. But I really appreciate Aerostich like giving me the time of day and listening to me and giving me a chance to review these when I didn't really have much to show other than a couple of videos on the channel and my goals for the channel and my vision and, you know, the work I was putting in. So I appreciate them being humble enough to listen to me, and so we were going to be reviewing that as we do our video today, which is new rider versus the rain. I also just realized I am going the wrong way. So a huge thing that I noticed about these covers, so they are $50, which is probably premium for a lot of newer riders, which I get for sure, as I am a budget person. But if you do ride a lot, they could be a very good investment, especially in the winter time, because the way they have your fingers together, it helps insulate heat very well. And so I noticed, like, even right now it's a little chilly for my summer jacket because it's raining and such, but I can't feel it in my gloves. And as you guys know, I did ride through the winter, so with the same gloves I have now, these would have made a huge difference. And for those who don't know, I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't gonna tell you that something is good or something works if it doesn't, just to make money. I'm not making any money off of this, but it is a review, an honest review. So like I said, they cost $50, which is premium from my perspective, but they do seem to have a good build quality. I also got a black short gauntlet version of these, or a short cuff version of these, but I do like the orange ones because you can see very well when we're out here in the elements and it's raining and muggy like it is now. So as for riding in the rain, there are a couple things you want to consider. As you can see, there's no issue with leaning for the most part. Like, you're not going to want to be out here dragging knee, but from my understanding, that is possible. Again, do not do that, but it is possible. The issue with the rain is not really the wetness against the ground or anything. The issue with the rain is typically the dirt and the oils it brings up, and also what you see coming towards me right now. People are the issue with the rain. There's a lot of car accidents in the rain, and of course, if there's car accidents, there could be motorcycle accidents, and we don't want that. It's already hard for some people to see us, many times because they're not looking for us. As you know, my bike is not loud at all, so I have to look for myself and make sure other people hear me and see me. But in the rain, it just makes it that much harder because of visibility. Another thing that you probably won't consider about the rain until you're actually in it is the rain can be very, it can pelt you. When you're going at speed, you can definitely feel the rain coming against you, and it could be a little prickly. And I wear full gear, so I know for my riders out there who don't wear full gear, even though I fully recommend wearing, well, I don't even wear technically full gear, but I wear stuff over my arms and legs and stuff. So, but anyway, I recommend you guys wear gear to protect you in case of a slide. But for those who don't, you will definitely feel the rain pellets. That's what it feels like. Pellets coming to get your skin the faster you're going. There's definitely a lot of dirt kicked up and all types of stuff. If you aren't careful or don't treat your bike with the right waxes, or don't dry your bike down, I'm sure it can lead to rust. You also should definitely lube your chain after riding in the rain, for chain maintenance reasons and things like that. Your visors can get fogged in the rain, and there can also just be a lot of droplets on them, but the faster you go, those go away. But also, if you just pay attention, for me at least, it tends not to be a big deal on my helmet. I don't have really any traction control issues right now, and I have a simple bike, so I don't have any technology other than ABS, which I actually don't really like that much. But you do want to remember in the rain progressive braking, because even though your wheels may have similar grip on the rain as they would on a normal surface, or on a wet surface as they would on a normal surface, there's a difference between wet and slick, and rain plus oil is extremely slick. So again, you don't want to be flying through corners in the rain. As you can see, these people out here are taking their time. You want to be very cognizant of your mirrors and make sure there aren't cars behind you, and if there are cars behind you, know their whereabouts. But a big thing you don't want to be is afraid of the rain. I think a lot of people see rain and they get terrified, they get scared. You want to have that balance between respecting the rain and respecting your bike, and understanding like you can still ride in the rain, even though it's not preferred by most people. But for the type of people who would probably, you know, shop at Aerostich a lot, like they would probably be riding through the rain as if it was a 75-degree day. So, and I know, like for me, my hands are pretty warm right now, which is not fully normal. So again, these would be great in like the fall, winter, anything that will keep your hands insulated without you having to buy a really expensive glove. These work quite well for me, actually. And I'm not gonna lie, I was laughing when I saw them because I was thrown off by the 3-digit things. But other than that, once I got used to them, I also typically brake with 3 fingers, so I had to get used to braking with my 2 fingers. But you know, I've been chilling since then, so I've enjoyed this. As you see here, a lot of people are not fully comfortable or confident riding in the rain. So like this person is dragging their brake the whole way through here. We're going quite slow, right? Some people don't have their lights on. So you really just have to look out for your surroundings tremendously in the rain, which is why I would encourage new riders, if you can control it, to not ride in the rain until you are at that stage where you don't have to think as much about the bike in terms of, oh, do I roll off the throttle, then upshift, then hit the clutch, or do I roll off the throttle, hit the clutch, then upshift? Like once you get past that stage and you can just do that mostly naturally or without thinking too much and ride. Let me lift my visor up to let out this fog a bit. Then I don't think riding in the rain is going to be too big of a deal, because you can look for your surroundings. So, like I said, that person was going slow. They didn't seem comfortable in the rain, but they just ran a red light. Those are the things you have to look out for, because a lot of people who seem to not know what they're doing are the same ones that'll do stuff like run a red light and, you know, put you in danger. So, these are the gloves. As you can see, it's wet out here. Things like this, if you see this gravel, this is why you want to take your time in here. If you see that wet sediment and stuff, that, all of that right there. In fact, while we're here, I'm just going to show you. All of this right here just looks extremely slick. You do not want to come through this corner hot, or, you know, it could be very dangerous for you. So, whoops. You also want to watch out. I saw this on Queen Sit's channel. You want to watch out for things like these lines. If you look at the white dashes, these lines that go vertical, you don't want to get stuck in them. I'm not gonna, if I'm gonna cross it, I'm gonna cross it at an angle. I'm not gonna like cross it going the same direction as it, because that could be very dangerous for you, right? You also want to be very careful of any color, any paint, because the paint's also going to be quite slick in the rain. And even though it can be low-key slick when it's not raining, and I try to avoid it then, especially in the rain, things like that, railroad tracks, anything that looks like it's going in your direction, you do not want to be messing with. Like this line right here that I'm riding next to, I'm not going to be on the line because as you see, it kind of jiggles a little bit and wiggles. So I'm trying to go one direction, and if the line suddenly takes me a different direction, but I was being guided by the line, my bike's not going to be able to keep up with the direction shift. Same with these little white lines right here. If I slip on that turning and stuff, like that's not going to be a good day. And that's how Queen Sit went down, I believe. She either was on a railroad track that was going the same direction as her until it wasn't, or she slipped on like one of these yellow lines or something like that. So you want to stay in the middle. I would say ideally pick lane 1 or lane 3, but if it's raining, I would say pick lane 3 if you're on the right, or lane 1 if you're on the left. Essentially just stay in the middle, because from the way most roads are designed, the runoff is meant to go to the outside of the road, and we want to stay away from the runoff. Also, this keeps me in this rider's or this driver's line of sight. So I'm here, I can just look at her right there. She can see me, hopefully, and if she can't see me, it gives me a whole lane to react, as opposed to if I'm on the side, I don't have anywhere to go really, right? So now I can keep her in my rearview mirror. I can see her, I can see this person in front of me, right? I'm in their passenger side mirror. So the rain really isn't something you should be afraid of, but it's something you should be cautious about. And I would say, if you get the chance, I would encourage you to maybe go around in the parking lot, not doing what I was doing where I'm trying to lean, but just to ride around and make sure you know that you're not going to die. Because a big thing about the rain, I think that was lightning. The big thing about the rain in riding a motorcycle, or really anything in riding a motorcycle, is one thing to have a healthy amount of fear, but to be scared. Look at that person right here. She's not even looking for me. You gotta be careful with people like that, because you know that you just never know. I'm looking right at her the whole time, and people do not care. And she's like, she's not in a rush to go anywhere. She's literally slowly going, but could have definitely messed me up. And again, in the rain or just riding in general, you want to make eye contact with people. You want to take your time and make sure that they can't put you in a situation. So there was a point there where I was like, okay, I can stop now, and I had slowed down enough that I gave myself time for the cars behind me to see that I was slowing down. At least that was my goal. At the same time, I gave myself a lane in case the lady wanted to keep going. She could have kept going. And then when I kept going towards her and I got within a certain distance, I knew I could accelerate fast enough to get away from her. But also my tires weren't really slippery or anything like that. That's a big thing. Here it's been raining on and off, and I was waiting for like the perfect downpour rain day, but it's clear it's not coming when I have everything prepared. So sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. I'm looking for them to make sure they ain't doing nothing else, and we're taking our time out here, man. So right here, this is actually not an ideal position. I want to be more over here. So I have an escape route. I can look directly in that person's passenger mirror, so they should be able to see me. I can see the person behind me, so if they come up fast, I can get out, right? A lot of people advise that you keep your right brake engaged, so if you do get hit, your bike is stabilized and you're not going under the car. I would say that's a good practice. I do know a lot of people just put their bike in neutral. If you are going to do that, I would say make sure you have at least like a car behind the car that is behind you, so at least 2 cars behind you essentially. But if there's no car behind you, I would encourage you to at least be ready to make sure to put the bike in first gear in case the car behind you is not looking, doesn't see you, and hits you. And really be ready for the light too. So, but it is safer, definitely safer, especially for new riders out here who are listening. Keep the bike in first gear. I keep it in first gear at the light in most cases, so that if something happens, even if I don't have my foot down on the brake, I'm ready to go. Like, I can get out of here very quickly. I have an escape route, even though there's cars all around me. So if this car decides to come smash up against here, then I can go right through there. I have an escape route. That's a beautiful thing about a motorcycle. If I'm right behind the truck in the middle, I can't escape. I can't go sideways. So I'm gonna talk about more stuff like that in future videos. See, look here, I'm taking my time in the corner. I'm nice and high. Everything that looks dry is not necessarily dry. But as you see, this kind of outlines perfectly lanes 1, 2, and 3. 2 is the one in the middle. That's where most of the oils will come. You definitely want to stay out of that in the rain. Lane 3 is what I'm in, all the way to the dashed lines on the right. And lane 1 for this is from the yellow to like that middle area of wetness. Gonna be careful here. I'm looking for them. If they run that red light, I have to be ready to move out of the way or stop. On the bridge, you want to be careful. Look at this horizontal, look at this vertical line. I'm getting away from that line. I'm riding in between the line and lane 2. Right, giving myself a nice cushion in case anything happens. If you see lane 3 over there, the edge of the bridge, this is why I say you don't want to be on the edges, because if you slip on something like that and your tire nicks that bridge, like, you're screwed. You are screwed. Same thing, if you slip over here and you go into oncoming traffic, you're screwed. So I would encourage you to stay in the middle and just be careful. Like with these dash lines, I'm cutting right in between them like that. I'm not going to play with them. I'm chilling. Again, turns, look at the debris in the corner. All of that can mess you up. Take your time, because let's say you go really fast, you got a nail here on the side, a nail here, right? Let's say you go really fast and you don't have enough time to react. You skirt and slide out because, you know, maybe your tire slipped when you were trying to brake really hard. You want to take your time. Don't put yourself in that situation. So see if I can get this nail. Nah, that's not gonna work.